Welcome back to my channel. I am in kind of a book slump. I think I'm feeling burnt out from a lot of different things, and reading has just felt like a lot of effort, and I want to get out of this feeling. So I'm gonna do a vlog trying to get out of my book slump. I will say that I think that the best cure for a book slump is not to continue to consume books that you think you might enjoy, but rather to put books down altogether. And that is what I have been doing. I have just been like taking my time with what I'm reading and making sure that if I'm just not really into it in that moment, that I'm just putting books down and just doing other hobbies or just relaxing more, taking more time with my kids, whatever. And that is all well and good, but it has now been about a week or a week and a half of just feeling slumpy, and usually putting books down for a little bit makes me more excited to pick books back up, but for this slump, that is not really the case. I never really know what book is going to get me out of a slump. I think it depends on the mood that I'm in. I'm always a little worried to pick up books that I think are going to be like a 5-star prediction during book slumps, because I think that the slump can kind of skew how you feel about books. But that being said, I'm being totally contradictory because I did pick up a 5-star prediction, and I'm currently reading Oathbound. Oathbound, that is the 3rd book and it's not even out yet. Blood marked. I am really enjoying this so far. I'm only like 20% through. I'm on chapter 10, page 104, and I'm really happy and excited to be back in this world. And I'm glad to say that when I do pick up the book, I don't think my slump is kind of like swaying how I feel about it, because I do still really feel good about it. It's just that I don't feel like picking up a book. It's not about this story because I'm obsessed with this story. It's just about the fact that like maybe it just takes brain power for me to read. I don't know. It's also a little hard because I do most of the time try to read books that are off of my monthly TBR, because it just gives me a good guidepost for what I need to be reading. And literally 0% of the books on my TBR are books that I am super intrigued to pick up. So that adds to my slumpy crisis. I think one thing that might be contributing to my slump is that I read 8 books in October, which is a lot of books for me, and I think it burnt me out. And as much as I enjoyed my October reading, I really did, and I was like so excited that I was just getting through these books so quickly, but by the end of October, I was like, oh my gosh, if I have to look at another word on a page. So anyway, I don't really have any plans or anything for the next upcoming weeks. I'm hoping I can fit 3-ish books into this vlog, so we'll see. I think it will be cool to have a vlog on this book because I just know it's gonna kill me in the best way. After all of that blabbing, I don't even know what to do. Today I have to edit my October wrap up. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to get most of my October wrap up video edited, and then hopefully I can just sit back and relax and read my book. having an emotional breakdown right now from this book. I am literally obsessed. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is literally giving me like the same feelings that ACOTAR gave me. I'm literally crying and my glasses are fogging up. Oh my gosh. I'm so obsessed, you guys. Please, I'm begging you, if you have not read this series, you need to read this series, please. Hello, guys. I am now on chapter 16 of Bloodmarked, and I am already obsessed. I am already having 5-star feelings, and I also started Bitter Blue by Kristen Kishore on Libby, so I'm listening to it right now. I thought about getting it from the library possibly to do like listening and reading together, so maybe I'll do that. We'll see. Maybe I'll just listen to the whole thing. So Bitter Blue is the 3rd book in the Graceling series. I thought about purchasing the book Bitter Blue, but it doesn't feel like a series that I will pick up again. I think this is kind of like one of those series where it's kind of just going to be one and done, and I don't really like to buy a whole series of books if I don't think I'm going to reread them in the future. Not that the Graceling series is bad, because it is pretty good. It's a little bit like more on the cozy side. So yeah, I'm enjoying that so far. I'm definitely intrigued to see what happens, and it's nice to be back in the Graceling world with the Graceling characters. As far as reading slump goes, it's still pretty slumpy, but at the same time not. And I think it's because I'm tired. I think I'm overtired. I'm getting enough sleep, which is strange, so I don't know what's going on. Because I really do want to pick up my book and read, because it's so good. It's so good. I'm really loving it when I do pick it up, but I'm just so tired, and like reading words on a page hurts my brain a little bit. It's like I'm not in like a slump where like I don't feel like reading. I'm in a slump where like it's actually like physically difficult for me to keep my eyes on the page because I'm so tired. That's my update, guys. Let me know if you guys have read the Graceling series, because I don't ever see people talking about it ever. I know it's a pretty old series. It came out, I think, in the early 2000s, so it's probably not very well known at this point, but I like it. Most of the books have been around like a 3.75 to 4 stars so far, so yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the Graceling series if you have read it, because even though they are good, I almost didn't pick up Bitter Blue for some reason, just because like I wasn't overly excited about it. I don't know. So tell me if it gets good. I know there's 2 more books out. I think there's supposed to be one other book that's supposed to come out eventually, but anyways, I will see you guys when I see you. Quick update, guys. It's been a few days. I am now on chapter 29 in Bloodmarked. I'm still absolutely loving this so much. It's giving everything that the first one gave, except I just know the characters well now, and I'm just like super attached to them. I'm still loving, obviously, the tension between Bree and Sel, and I'm definitely intrigued as to what's gonna happen. This is taking me a very long time to read, I will say, but again, like I've already discussed, it doesn't have anything to do with the book, but rather with me being so tired and giving myself a break, letting myself be tired. For some reason, just reading words on paper is just really hard. Like I keep rereading sentences, like rereading paragraphs and stuff. I'm sure you guys know what I mean. So it's just taking me a long time, and it is 9:15 right now, and I told myself that I was going to be laying down with my eyes closed and the light off at 9 o'clock. So I should probably head to bed. I'm so tired. I clearly need rest if I can't even read a book, especially a book that I'm obsessed with. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm just sounding really tired right now. Okay, bye. Hi guys. So we're still a little bit slumpy. This has been so far the least productive reading month of this year. I have only finished one book, and that's Blood Marked. So that's still where I'm at. I'm really hoping that the reading is going to pick back up here. Like I said, I finished Blood Marked and I gave it 5 stars. No surprise there. It was just as good as Legendborn. I'm obsessed, still in love with the characters. I don't really have complaints, but I will say that Bree, our main character, does get on my nerves sometimes. She seems to kind of like jump into situations without really thinking it through or like talking to other people, and it gets a lot of people into trouble, including herself. But that's literally, well, one more thing is that I feel like there wasn't really any like closure with her schooling because she just kind of like stopped going to school. And it's just kind of funny to me because like wouldn't the school like contact her dad and be like, hey, Bree's not going to her classes? Like, it's just like the whole school aspect was just kind of like dropped off the face of the earth with no explanation. But honestly, both of those things did not deter me from rating this a 5 stars. Obviously, I'm still very invested in the enemies to lovers aspect. The magic just seems to be getting like more and more complex. A lot of like different magical things and like either Bree's like ancestry on either side just gets like more and more deep, and I appreciate that. And honestly, I really liked it, and I'm so excited for Oathbound to come out. I think that comes out in March. I'm gonna double check. Yes, March 4th, 2025. Oh my gosh, I can't even wait the 3 months that I need to wait for this book. And we did leave off on a cliffhanger, a pretty big one, so I'm interested to see what happens. The ending of this book actually kind of gave me similar vibes to the ending of Iron Flame, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm very intrigued. I'm also very excited for Onyx Storm, but that's a whole nother story, and I only have to wait another month for that one. I am now reading Wicked, as you saw. Both of my books are upstairs right now. I am maybe a quarter of the way, maybe a little bit less than a quarter of the way through Wicked, and I'm having a hard time with it. Especially since I am a little bit slumpy. The writing style, or like more so like the language, is difficult. It's giving like more of like classic book type of language, you know what I mean? So going from like this 5-star read into Wicked with like just a little bit more difficult, and you have to like pay a little bit more attention to what they're saying. Yeah, it's a little slow going, but I am listening to the audiobook at the same time because that is helping me get through it. It's a little slow. I'm hoping that it's going to pick up. I really wanted to get like the full background before seeing the Wicked movie, movie, which I'm very excited to see. I've never seen the play. I literally don't even know the storyline or anything of Wicked, except for what I've read so far. So yeah, I just really wanted to get this book under my belt before seeing the video or seeing the movie. So I'm really hoping that I can still make it through it. Last time we spoke, I think I was still reading Bitter Blue or listening to Bitter Blue by Kristen Kishore. I decided I'm going to DNF Bitter Blue for right now. There was nothing inherently wrong with it, like nothing that I can really pinpoint besides that it just wasn't really moving as fast as my brain needed a book to in this slumpy time. So I might go back to it, but there are 2 more books in the Graceling series after Bitter Blue, and I'm just not sure that I am invested enough to keep going with this series. So I'm just going to shelf it for now, potentially a soft DNF, potentially just like not really going to finish out the series. So yeah, that's where we're at, guys. I do want to make it through Wicked if I can, and then I do have another book that I'm very, very excited about planned for the end of this month, and it's basically already the end of this month, and I've only read 1 book. That's crazy. The least amount of books that I've read this year in 1 month is 4 books besides this month, and so I'm just feeling a little bit down on myself because of that, but also I know I need to give myself grace. So anyways, enough yapping, guys. I will see you in the next clip. Hi, guys. I DNF'd Wicked. It's only been like 6 hours since I last talked to you, and I'm giving up on it. It was just a little bit boring, and it was dense. So yeah, I didn't want to give up on it because I really wanted to see it through. But being in the reading mood that I'm in right now, I just can't really make it through anything that is even the slightest bit boring. So what I'm going to try and pick up instead is Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Satanto. If I can finish this, this will have been the only book from my November TBR that I actually picked up. I did try and pick up one other one earlier on in the month, and I soft DNF'd that one. It's just been such a weird month, but you know, you guys already know. I've already talked about it 1,000 times. So yeah, we're gonna try Dial A for Aunties. I just felt like this would be like a quick, funny, very like low brain energy kind of read, and I have heard good things about it. So I'm really hoping that this will just be like a fun read that I can just get through. I also feel like finishing a book will also make me feel more accomplished in this reading slump right now. I'm really counting on this one to get me back on track. I do have another book planned that I wanted to start in this video, and I almost picked that one up, but I'm like, I just want to get one more book under my belt this month. I just keep DNFing and DNFing and DNFing. So let's see if this one can be good enough for me not to DNF. I didn't tell you guys what this is about. This is like one of those like funny murder rom-com situations. I've never read Finley Donovan, but I feel like it's kind of giving that, like almost kind of like satire in a way. But the main girl ends up accidentally killing her blind date, and she needs to call her aunties and her mom to help her dispose of the body, pretty much. And this is all on top of them trying to put on a wedding for their family wedding business. So I'm hoping that this is just going to be super fast paced and make me feel good about myself because I've finally finished a book. on Dial A for Aunties. I started this last night and didn't get that far into it, but I read a lot today actually. I'm on page 112 and I am actually really liking this. I think this is taking me out of my slump, you guys. I feel excited about reading right now. Today I planned a bunch of stuff for YouTube in December, so maybe getting my creative juices also helped. But yeah, I'm really liking this so far. It's giving like rom-com energy, but heavy on the com, less of the rom. I'm trying to compare it to a movie. Like, what is that movie with Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler where like a bunch of serious bad things are happening, but it's just like hilarious? That is this book. Like, bad stuff is happening left and right. Like, this is not a funny situation, but the characters are just so comedic and hilarious. I did not actually expect to like this as much as I am liking it. I will say that all of the talk about dead bodies is a little bit triggering for my PTSD, I will say. Even though I have PTSD, this is still hilarious for me. So yeah, I'm just really liking it, to be honest. I am absolutely loving the aunties, which is the whole point of this book. We are following our main character, Madeline, in two different timelines, in when she was in college and in present day. So in her college timeline, she is with this guy that's the love of her life. So we're seeing that, but we're also seeing the present timeline with her and her aunties and her mom trying to basically hide this body, but also still keeping up face for their wedding business. It's going really quick. It is about 300 pages, so it's very quick. Yeah, I think I can definitely get this done within 1 or 2 days, especially since I'm just kind of flying through it and it's hilarious to me. Hello, guys. It's been a few days since I last updated you. I finished Dial A for Aunties and I loved it. I really loved it, and that was really unexpected for me because I don't know, any sort of like romance or like a rom-com or like anything that's kind of supposed to be like light and fluffy, for some reason in my brain I automatically assume that it's gonna be like a lower rating for me. But no, I actually ended up giving this a 4.25. Also though, one of those books where like you are like, oh my gosh, I love that so much, and then you go on Goodreads or Fable and see everyone else rating it and they're like, this was trash. But I honestly don't even care, okay? I thought that it was hilarious. I loved the aunties. They were so funny. Rating is so interesting because, like, I'm trying to think of another book that I rated like a 4.25. Like, for example, I think I rated Wayward by Amelia Hart a 4.25. And Dial A for Aunties and Wayward are obviously very different. Very different plots, very different story. So it's interesting that they're both at 4.25 for me. They're just like so good in different ways, you know what I mean? But I think that that book definitely got me out of my slump. So that is really exciting. I was starting to feel a little bit nervous there. And I didn't realize also that Dial A for Aunties is the first in a series, which is really cool also. So I'm actually excited to pick up the other 2 books. I don't think they're like interconnected. Like, I think you have to read the first one first because they're about the same characters, the same aunties, the same FMC, and I think the same MMC. So yeah, you do have to start with the first one, I believe. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to pick them up. I love when I read a book that I'm expecting to be mediocre and it actually turns out to be one of my favorite books. I just think that's like the best feeling ever. Much better than when you read a book that you're like highly anticipating and it's not good. That is the worst feeling ever. Yes, finished Dial A for Aunties, and now I started my reread of Harry Potter. I don't even remember how old I was the last time I read Harry Potter. I know it was before high school. school. I do remember that I was already like into the series before all of them had came out. I want to say the last two hadn't been out yet by the time I started reading. I remember like everybody lining up at bookstores and stuff to get the copy at like midnight for the last two books. So I don't know when those books came out, but I was reading Harry Potter around that time. I think I want to say I was probably like 13 or 14, which was 15 years ago, guys. Over 15 years ago. So yeah, I'm almost about halfway through The Sorcerer's Stone right now, and I'm just loving it. Yeah, it's very familiar, but I'm still smiling. Sometimes it's like cool to like read a book where you know what's already gonna happen. I actually, now that I'm talking about this, I'm realizing that I actually have never, I don't think I've ever like reread a book that I remember the plot line of. So it's definitely an interesting experience so far. I'm really liking it, and I'm excited to see the things that were left out of the movies because I can't remember at this point in time since it was so long ago that I read them, but I do know that a lot more happens in the books than in the movies. So I'm really excited to be back in this world. Where am I? I know I'm on like page 120 or something, but Harry is about to be sorted into his house. So that's where I'm at. If you guys, for some crazy reason, haven't picked up Harry Potter before, don't be discouraged that it's middle grade, please, because it is such a good series. There is nothing like it. I feel like Harry Potter was probably the most like major book series like ever. Like what other book series was as big as Harry Potter? And like be real. Because like Percy Jackson was like big, but like no, not as big as Harry Potter. Nothing has ever been as big. And it's for good reason. Such a good series. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna stop yapping at you and I will pick you guys up again when I have another update for you. I'm currently making some food for my toddler because they are going away for the weekend to their aunt and uncle's, and my toddler doesn't eat anything. He has very specific safe foods. Both my kids are neurodivergent, if you didn't know. This is just like a random fact. Yeah, so I'm making his safe foods so that he can take his safe foods to his aunt and uncle's. I will definitely update you when I've gotten a little farther into Harry Potter. Hello, guys. I am 3/4 of the way through Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I am hoping to finish it tonight because I have a lot of other videos that I need to film for December. If you've watched my other videos, you know that I'm gonna try to post 2 videos a week in December, so I have a lot of work to do, and so I need to wrap up this vlog and I need to finish Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It is still going the same as it was before. I am loving it, even though I know everything that happens. It's so nostalgic. I think I already said that, but yeah. I just love it. That's where I'm at. Hopefully I'm going to be checking in with you tonight after I finish it, or tomorrow morning. I officially finished Harry Potter. It is the next morning. It's almost 11. I said I was going to finish it yesterday, but I just finished it now, so I loved it, honestly. I've never actually rated this book before, even though like I read it as a kid and I loved this series. I'm finding it kind of hard to rate. I mean, it's definitely like above a 4 stars. It's sad that books tend to just like lose a little bit of the magic after you've read them the first time. The first time is just always the best time, and I know that these just get progressively better, but I still do think that this is probably sitting around a 4.5, 4.75 for me. It's just so quick and to the point, but just packs a punch. Those are my favorite kind of books that are short and sweet, but they pack a punch and they're so good. I also love seeing all of the little things that weren't in the movies that I completely forgot about because I haven't read this in like probably 20 years. So yeah, I did love that aspect of it, like seeing all the little things that were left out of the movie that just enhances the book even more, and I'm really excited for those little moments in the rest of the series, because I know that there's a bunch of things in especially the later books that were left out of the movies, so I'm very excited to remember those again. But that's it, guys. I think I'm officially out of my slump. This video only took literally a month. This video has been a month long, not even kidding you guys. Like, it started at the beginning of November with Bloodmark, and it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. It took a while to come out of that, but I think it was good that I gave myself time to just read slowly and just take a little bit of time off of like reading constantly. And now I think I am like good and ready to pick up the pace with my reading again in December. I think it was a good idea to kind of slowly read and slowly come out of my slump. But yeah, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe and go watch more of my videos to help me reach my goal of making YouTube my full-time job. I'll link the books below and my favorite books of all time. I'll also link my socials and my Goodreads and my Fable. All that stuff is down below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!